sulla pista dove nel 1996 vinceva la sua prima in rosso Michael Schumacher. 30 anni dopo, sul traguardo, Lewis Hamilton, Sir Lewis Hamilton vince il Gran Premio di Catalogna, la sua prima in Ferrari, la sua prima in rosso. È Hammer time, signore e signori, è emozione, è adrenalina.
A race that we expected to go the Mercedes or the McLaren way, but the man who fought success in silver continues in red. Worldwide fans waited for this moment and he delivered. Lewis Hamilton wins the Spanish Grand Prix. And welcome to another episode of Formula Pod. Today, it's the usual gang, Mihir and Nathan, and back by the popular demand, Naila joins us back from the F1 Club UAE. Clearly, we don't know who else to call, to be very honest. But guys, initial thoughts. What did you feel about the race? And finally, the man ending up getting his win in the red.
I think Naila should go first because ladies first.
Thank you. How did I feel? You can see the decorations behind me, but I was terrified. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't speaking to anybody. I wasn't letting anybody talk to me. I was like, nobody talk. Anything can go wrong if anybody talks. I need you guys to be quiet. But it was so good. It was genuinely so good. And the moment when he crossed the finish line, I think it took me a while to process that. I did not understand, like, on a deeper level that he won until I saw him on the top step of the podium.
Yeah, Mihir, which you felt like?
Ooh, there's so many things to talk about this race. But I think all in all, I'll make it really short. I think it was a phenomenal race. Lewis Hamilton, comfortable win, very comfortable win for himself. Sad day for obviously Leclerc, sad day for Kimi, but good race, good finish, good pit timings. There's more on the episode, so make sure you still continue watching, listening, not watching, and watching a lot of YouTube these days. My bad. Nathan, the man with the Red Bull, with the Ferrari. Sorry, how are you feeling?
With the Red Bull, wow! He just lost it there.
The guy forgot the team. As soon as Lewis won, he forgot who I was, supporting. But I think there's nothing else to say. But Ferrari is back. That's my reaction.
Wow!
And I hope that that's not like a jinx. I really hope so for Lewis fans and Charles fans, if there's any out there.
If there's any left, you mean?
Yeah, if there's any left, yeah.
But like, yeah.
That sounds a bit mean. I swear I'm not being mean to him.
Well noted. But again, it was in fact like a podium we all win we all wished for, and of course, something to kind of keep in mind was that if you look at the podium, it's got drivers from all the teams he's actually raced with. You've got a McLaren driver on the podium, you've got a Mercedes driver on the podium, and him with Ferrari. 3 constructors. That's a huge thing. His 206th career podium, his 106th career win. He is Ferrari's 41st driver with a win, and he does this at the age of 41. And it's Ferrari's 250th win as a constructor. So big numbers, to be very honest, with Lewis Hamilton kind of coming in on that.
It also leaves him trailing 41 points behind Kimi, and his fastest lap was the 44th.
Yeah, again, I'm like, so much similarities just to correlate. It was
Everything
just amazing.
came together so well for this. Even the Michael parallels.
Oh, absolutely. Like, he now holds the record in Barcelona, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yep.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, he's the 16th driver to win more than two constructors. And the last one, if I'm not wrong, it was Nigel Mansell in 1994. But like, yeah, this is just brilliant. how, like, to be very, again, I'm losing words. I don't know why, but yeah. To be very honest, like, what do we think of the Ferrari car right now? Again, they came this weekend prepared with upgrades. 8 upgrades went in on that car, and I feel like now he's kind of getting a control on the team. You know, more like, say, it's like on one side it's becoming a bit harder for Charles, but on the other side, Lewis is kind of getting his dream team. The Ferrari fan, Nathan, I want your thoughts on this. Is it kind of being a situation where we are seeing that sort of shift in terms of the Ferrari camp being more inclined to Hamilton than Charles?
Well, I mean, it might seem that way, and clearly with the way that Hamilton's been driving the car off late, it would seem like Lewis and his side of the garage is sort of the ones to look out for when you talk about Ferrari at this point. It's such a shame that Charles had the race or the weekend that he had. But seriously, I mean, you just look at the way how Lewis is driven. I mean, these past 4 races. I think from Canada as well. I mean, let's start from Canada. He took a lot of confidence out of Canada. That fight with Max really gave him a lot of confidence with that car, and we never really saw that confidence with in a Ferrari, in a red car, obviously with Hamilton last year. But we saw that spark in Canada, and that spark just continued, and it kind of grew into a small flame that we saw in Monaco. I thought Ferrari would do a good job at Monaco, considering that it's like a slow speed circuit, and well, Ferrari is amazing in slow speed corners, and literally everything about that track screams Ferrari. But nonetheless, he still came out with the P2. And this race kind of is like the cherry on the top. It kind of, with the upgrades coming in for Ferrari as well, it kind of shows that that confidence in Lewis Hamilton, and he's going to take that in his stride, right? And every race, it's just going to keep increasing and increasing. And I am glad that he finally has that confidence. And I'm just going to say this right out on the outset. I just hope that Ferrari give him the platform and give him the car for the rest of the season, because history does not really say otherwise when it comes to Ferrari having a good start to the season, but they never end up being consistent. So let's hope we have a change. We had a great driver 30 years back win his first Grand Prix for Ferrari, and Michael Schumacher in 1996. So maybe we could see history this year or the coming years if Lewis decides to stay with this team, and if the team doesn't disappoint him.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, again, the one thing to also note is that the Ferrari finished nearly 20 seconds ahead of Russell again, and I have probably that was kind of a bit of a gift for my eyes, because this is something you see with a Max Verstappen or a Lando Norris. And I have, again, probably, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if Charles has kind of pulled off that kind of margin, but it was just interesting. Again, I don't know in terms of safety cars kind of coming to an end at a time when Hamilton was just getting off the pit lane. Fernando Alonso triggering the first one. It's like, as I said, a chain reaction of sorts kind of came up. But like, coming along, like, Mihir, what do you think though in terms of like how that sort of, as in, are we seeing that sort of a shift that's happening? Again, we've got the historical side, but you being the practical guy, you tell us.
Okay, so I think what's happening with Lewis right now is all Kim Kardashian. All right, it's all her magic. I don't know what she's doing. All right, whatever she's doing phenomenal. I'm not gonna complain. All right, but obviously, jokes apart, I think I think it's long overdue that Ferrari is known for its reliability. In fact, what they're doing in the past few races is phenomenal. Like I said in the previous episode as well, Ferrari's engine durability is like Toyota engines. And touch wood, honestly, it's going very well for Lewis. I won't say for Ferrari. Okay.
You've got a Ferrari guy who's just gone like, okay, I can't hear this anymore.
It's the fact that this guy, every single time he talks about a Ferrari, he has to bring up a Toyota engine. And you know what's funny? The funniest thing is this, right? This is the most funniest thing. The funniest thing is that over the weekend, we actually had another race. And those who were watching or who were following the 24 hours,
Yes.
it was actually Toyota who won it. It was funnily enough the Toyota that won it. And it's funny because it's very funny because, you know, we had, if I'm not wrong, a lot of the the endurance racing engineers now, move or shift to F1. And now all of a sudden the endurance racing, team of Ferrari are somewhere. I actually don't know where they finished. So please forgive me if they actually kind of were really close to Toyota or not. But
They were not. I
they
don't
weren't?
think
Okay,
they were.
then great. Then this proves my point. Hey,
yeah.
it proves my point.
BMW
Look,
came
I
in
think the
second, and then
shift.
Toyota again was third.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. So Ferrari were not even in the picture. Well, this proves my
Yeah.
point. I think those endurance racing engineers, they know how to cook a really good car, and I hope they continue to supply this 2026 car with upgrades. And I'm not going to say anything more. I'll keep quiet.
The fact that Nathan took my spotlight just to say all of that. Nathan, why don't you speak for me every time now? Just take it. For once, I'm supporting Ferrari. No. For once, I'm supporting Ferrari. And I'm being on your side. And you're doing this to me?
Oh, man.
I'm willing to change. Like, I just went... So I'm juggling between three teams now. I'm a Mercedes, but also like a Ferrari because of Lewis. But also back foot, I'm like Audi is also a really good team.
Oh wait, we're coming on that. We're coming on that soon.
I think that Ferrari are. I feel like they're seeing the benefits of all the work that Lewis put in last year that we were not seeing because of how bad the car was. And of course, all the focus was on developing a new car for the new regs period. But what we were seeing, and I think Lewis said that as well in either Montreal or Monaco, was that he was driving a car that had been developed by other people. It didn't suit his style at all. He was struggling with the brakes. And then he's made a lot of changes. I think it was Suzuka when they finally gave him the brakes he asked for, and we've seen the results. It suits his braking style. And I think that it is a good sign to see that Ferrari is willing to break with tradition for better results by letting him bring in another brake supplier, even if it wasn't for the full setup, but they did it. And I think that we're seeing the overall effects of different faces in the team, different ways of doing things. Like the way that Ferrari executed strategy was flawless. It was surgical. There was not a single mistake in the pit stops, in the timing, in anything at all. We do not expect that of them. So I think overall, like from the team side as well, the race ran perfectly, at least from Lewis's garage. Actually, even Charles, like it was a bad luck DNF, but even for him, he had made up quite a few positions.
At least the good part is that he hasn't blamed anyone this time.
Yeah, so far, he might have gotten a talking to last time.
Because last race, as we discussed in the previous episode, he was complaining about what's with the brake discs and all those. With brake supply, who supplies for a good amount of the teams in the grid.
5, I believe.
And has been Ferrari's brake supply for 50 years. And then the guy who is actually Ferrari's own project ends up going so vocal about it. Like, again, on one side, I really feel bad for Charles Leclerc and Charles Leclerc fans because this DNF streak needs to come to an end. Like, I would, like, to be very honest, now I actually wish I could see a 1-2 Ferrari on podium. A Ferrari finish at 1-2, I'm happy with that.
I
That would
don't
be
think we've seen that
really-
so far.
As in, when was the last time a 1-2 Ferrari even happened?
I mean,
If
not
you
with
look at
Lewis.
it,
I
though.
think we've seen a 2-3, but we haven't seen a 1-2.
I think
been quite-
US
it's been quite a while.
2024, if I'm not wrong. That was when Charles and Carlos finished. They both were really quick.
Yes,
I remember
you're
that.
right. The
Wow.
Yeah.
Circuit of Americas, Charles first,
Yeah.
Carlos second, a 1-2 finish. Man, again, hats off to this guy's memory.
There's only
I
few
wanna-
celebrations with Ferrari, so I'm pretty sure you can remember the date.
I want to go back to 2024, guys.
I don't.
Yeah. But here's a question, like completely leaving aside Charles. Do you guys think like now, I don't know if you guys heard what Norris said that, okay, if Ferrari had a better engine, they would be basically dominating because they got they've got really good cornering speed. And again, now that we know that there are 2 upgrades with the ADUO, Ferrari has got permissions to upgrade. Do you think they really are in chance for contention of that championship trophy?
I think
Are we,
it's
like,
a bit
too
early
early?
to say. It's a bit
Yeah.
early to say, but it's looking good. It's looking good.
No, like let's say from a driver's standpoint. Like
From a
now that-
driver's standpoint, they could be. Lewis has been doing really good. He's been in an upwards trend the past few races. He's been incredibly consistent. Constructors might be difficult.
If Ferrari start to lose, I'm blaming Naila. All right, I don't want to talk about
I
it.
did this, okay? I'm touching wood.
Thank
I'm
God.
doing this.
Yes.
I'm saying inshallah.
Yes.
What
Thank
more
God.
do you want me to do?
Do
Thank God.
anything but talk about it. Like, genuinely.
You think
Like,
I can
spoke about it
overpower
once,
Kim Kardashian
finish
here?
it.
Or whatever
maybe-
SPHs she's got on her payroll?
You
think
never
I'm
know.
more
Maybe
power
she-
than them?
Maybe she's buying all the teams and be like, you better not cross my babe, all right? Think about it.
You know, you're joking, but I actually saw a completely delusional person on Twitter say this. They were I don't know if that was you though. I
That
hope
was
not.
Mihir.
It would be awkward.
That was definitely Mihir. That was definitely Mihir.
No, it was a Charles fan, and they were like, "Oh, did Kardashians pay off Ferrari to focus on Lewis or something?" Mihir, is that what you think? The Kardashians paid off Ferrari?
Honestly, I'll be very honest. I think people are not really covering the Lewis and Kim dating scene because I don't think I mean, to be honest, it's all Lewis's hard work and effort. But obviously, it's a good joke to go around with. But Lewis is doing something that the Ferraris haven't seen in a while, and it's not because, and it shows the build up. It's not like a drastic one-off. He's been trying to build up on this podium situation for a very long time, especially after Canada. Like, I think hats off to Lewis. At that age, I think with the pressure, there's a lot. And starting from the beginning, switching teams, he was born and raised with starting off with McLaren. He was always with Mercedes and having this huge change, take up that challenge and starting off from fresh and making them win. Honestly, I feel like when there's a will, there's a way, and that's what Lewis is doing right now. It's phenomenal what he's done. Hats off.
I was saying this is after like a good 4 or 5 years of people saying that he's old, he's washed, he doesn't have it in him anymore.
Yeah.
And all manner of things. There were people wondering why he hasn't retired. People were saying that he should have left the sport, not just Mercedes. Everybody doubting his move to Ferrari, saying they shouldn't have let go of Carlos Sainz. I think he's proven everybody wrong with this. Because it wasn't a victory based on luck. It was 100% merit. Everything went exactly the way it had to.
You know, one thing.
Arjun, sorry. Do you think, obviously, Leclerc wanted to be the prioritized driver for Ferrari? Do you think by Lewis coming, he felt a bit small? Or do you think he still has that kind of stance where he was like, he's still like, okay, I am Ferrari and Lewis has just come in? Do you think...
Ferrari. Wow.
The thing is,
who
he
do you
hasn't
think
said anything
is
like this.
No.
But do you think in this, like, psychologically, like, do you think he's getting under pressure right now? Nathan, don't move your head, man. You know what's the truth.
I think for I think for sure he's feeling a bit of pressure. Anybody would be in his position, even if it wasn't Lewis, even if it was some random guy with
Right.
like I don't know 3 wins. But everybody wants to do better than their teammate. That is the one guy that your performance can be measured objectively against. I think that because Charles has been with Ferrari his entire life, the way that Lewis was with McLaren and Mercedes engines, I think he's gotten used to a certain way of doing things. And I think that Lewis came in with a very different mentality. So I think it might be an adjustment period for him as well. And on the other hand, I also feel like, and we might get some heat from Charles fans a little bit for this, but I feel like there are some areas in which he needs to take a little bit of accountability. You cannot blame outside factors for every time a race goes wrong. At some point, you have to ask yourself, what could I have done better there? The cracked tarmac in Monaco, sure, yeah, but he was the only one that went off. You know, every other driver managed to dodge it just fine. And if he's blaming the brakes without checking the data,
Including
that's a
Stroll,
bad look as well.
Including
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think Stroll is any kind of metric, but if Stroll manages to keep it in a straight line and you can't, I think you do have to ask yourself a few tough questions.
I'm reading a rage
didn't-
with Naila.
You know,
He's going for it.
again, like a random question. Why are we having Lance Stroll as the metric in the first place?
I know, whenever his name just pops
See?
up out of nowhere.
To be good in Formula
know,
1, you have to be better than Lance Stroll.
I know,
At
but
the very least.
you'll be surprised. I met a Stroll fan a couple of weeks ago, and he's like, "Yeah, Lance Stroll, he's so good. Like
You met
he's
Lawrence
struggling, but
Stroll?
yeah." And I was like, "What do you like about him?" He's like, "Oh, he's rich," and I was like, "Yeah, but other than that, he's a nice person." I was like, "Yeah, other than that." He owns Aston Martin. I was like, he doesn't own Aston Martin, but his dad is a major investor in Aston Martin Formula One. He goes like, "Oh, I thought he owns Formula One," and I was like, "Well, okay, well." So at that point, I was like, "Okay, so do you know Formula One?" He goes like, "Yeah, of course I do, Don." I think after that conversation, I was like, "You know what? I'd rather not talk to you about Formula One."
I find it amazing that you had follow-up questions after someone said, I'm a Lance Stroll fan, and you still thought they might have an opinion worth listening to.
No, I just thought he's I just thought he's from Canada, or I thought there's a reason why he's supporting it, right? A lot of people support drivers for certain reasons, right? Which I was like, okay, I'm open-minded.
Yeah,
Let me
okay.
ask him the question. When he told me the answers, I understood exactly what he meant, and I wanted to move out of the conversation, but I couldn't because I was at work. So I had to stick with him for a while.
Points for Mihir to just kind of surviving that full conversation. It might be mentally traumatizing, but he pulled himself through.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like with Lewis, always they had like we know his signature motto is "Still be rise," but I feel like now it's slowly changing to "Remember who you are." You know, I don't know if you guys
Imagine
noticed
being
that.
that fan. Imagine
Like,
being that
everyone-
fan that said that.
Oh my god, that guy! Again, I'm like everyone or every media would be looking for that guy. Like, who said that to Lewis? Probably Lewis himself is going to try find that guy.
He's on Twitter. I found his account the other day because Sim Circuit reposted his video, the one from his point of view. His name is Ishan.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Wait, where is he based out of?
I am not sure. Like he's Indian for sure, but I don't know where exactly he's from.
Yeah, but keeping that aside, can we also say again, for the first time, I actually heard Formula One Arabic commentary, and that Arabic commentary for some reason actually took me a bit by heart, though, in terms of like again, I thought Italian commentary was the best, and it was the best for sure. I'm not like no differences on that, but I feel like the Arabic commentary this time did like a lot better. Like I don't know if you guys have heard, but I'm gonna play that out because I feel like this requires a minute. I'm gonna play this out right now, and then we can kind of discuss in terms of what do you guys think about this commentary, though. Let's go.
عالم 7 مرات ذكرهم بأنك كسرت الحدود التي قيل بأنها لا تكسر ذكرهم بأنك بأنك أكثر من فاز بسباقات في تاريخ البطولة، وذكرهم بأنك أكثر من صعد إلى منصات التتويج، وذكرهم هنا في برشلونة تحديدا بأنك اليوم ستفض الشراكة مع البارون الأحمر مايكل شوماخر بعدد الانتصارات لتكون ملك برشلونة المطلق. فهنا رفعت الكأس 6 مرات في الماضي، واليوم حان وقت السابعة، وكأن الحلبة تقول لك اليوم ما زال لك مكان بين العظماء يا هاملتون. قالوا إن الزمن يمضي لكن الزمن لا يهزم من صنع التاريخ، وهاملتون يفوز بسباقه الأول مع فيراري في برشلونة. صنع التاريخ اليوم، أول سائق في الفورمولا 1 يفوز مع ماكلارين، يفوز مع مرسيدس، ويفوز مع فيراري. فورزا هاملتون، فورزا فيراري.
The Italian commentary didn't have that much. Forza Hamilton, Forza Ferrari.
You know, you know what? I really miss Arabic commentary. I think even at times when I really miss Dubai, I just go on like Edgware Road. I just keep walking, and you can just hear people scream in Arabic in their
Yes.
loud cars, and it's phenomenal. But you know what? I feel like people underestimate Arabic commentary. I think it's one of the best because it's so exciting. If you don't want to you don't understand anything, you keep watching like what the hell's going on, but this is super fascinating. And the way they keep expressing a new sentence with you know what, it makes me want to watch it even more.
It's
Like,
like,
what's
and like, have you seen it in
It's not that
football as
dramatic,
well?
but fair enough, man. I
Oh
love
man,
it. I
football's
honestly
like a
love
whole.
it.
That's a whole other league altogether. To be very honest,
Yeah. Ooh.
like
I don't know if you guys watched, but if you ever watch FIFA in Arabic commentary, it's the best. Just have English
Yes.
subtitles on it. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. You would watch every step of that game with so much intensity. It's not a joke. That's what I did the day before yesterday. Phenomenal. Oh, I can't wait to move back to Dubai. This is too much.
yeah, I feel like the English commentary didn't stand anywhere close to this, to Italian or the Arabic one.
Yeah, they're very subtle. They're like, oh, 3, 2, 1, and lights out of it. The Arabic ones are like, yo, let's go. It's Formula 1 time. Baby, let's
like,
go.
You know, it's more
They're
like
shouting and
"Salata,
screaming
Isman,
right
Wahid,
the moment.
Yalla," and then this goes off.
And that's the fun part. That's the passion of whatever you're watching. Football,
Nathan-
Formula One, all of it. It gets you hyped.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. But Nathan, you've been silent for so long. What do you think after hearing that Arabic commentary?
Man, we need more of those commentators for English, you know. Seriously, we need, when it comes to, see, the best thing is, I don't know if you'd get this much of passion if it wasn't a Ferrari car winning. Can we be honest? I mean, I think if you have a red car finishing first and you just tune into like any language, I think you would hear that passion. You'd hear that, that energy, that intensity. And I think that's just like a Ferrari thing, I think. I mean, the best is, obviously the Italian commentary when Charles won in Italy and, the scenes after that. But, when a red car finishes first, everyone in the paddock is happy. I mean, regardless of if you're a Ferrari fan or not, even if you're working for another team, I think, you kind of feel that sense of energy, not just as obviously from a viewer listening and watching from home. Yes, you feel that intensity in the commentary, but even when you're on track, the fans, they go crazy. And not only that, I mean, I think the one thing that I really love when Ferrari wins, and I think everyone loves this and no one can debate me about this, is when the Italian national anthem plays. It's just another feeling. Seriously. And look, I'm not taking this away from Kimi, right? Kimi is amazing. Whenever the Italian national anthem played when he was winning races, it was great. But it's a completely different emotion when Ferrari wins. It really is. And it's phenomenal. It's like a Ferrari effect, and it's simply lovely.
Well, you know what Sebastian Vettel said. Everyone's a Ferrari fan, even if they say they're not.
Yeah, and
And
he's
you know
right.
what Michael Schumacher said? Give a kid a piece of paper, tell him to draw a car, he'll draw it red.
Which is very true because the iPhone emoji, when you write Formula One, it's red. They should really change that. They should make it different colors.
Why?
Interesting. What do you
want
In
it to
many
be
ways,
like silver?
Ferrari
What color
is
should it
Formula
be?
One. You don't have F1 without Ferrari.
That's true.
So guys, just a bit of a deeper info. So I was watching this as I was trying to celebrate my birthday, and I had to explain to the friends who is Ferrari, who is Hamilton, and I'm I was like, I had to give them like a crash course on what Formula One is.
And how?
Who doesn't know Hamilton and Ferrari, though? My mom knows Hamilton and Ferrari.
That's because you watch it, Naila. That's a different thing.
Well, yeah, but also like she has a phone, she has the internet, she has TikTok.
Yeah, but look at your room. It's red. You have a 44 flag. You have Ferrari.
That is true.
I'm pretty sure when he comes in the room, she'll be like, "What is
No,
this?"
I
And
think
you
it's
explain to her. She gets it.
yeah. I think it's very nice of my mom to be updated on my mental illness. So yeah.
Fair enough. So this is where the money's going. Okay.
Yeah. She's like, this is what my child is doing with her adult money.
Interesting.
Wow.
And you keep trying to say, "Mommy, it's investment. It's investment. Don't worry."
Let's actually talk about Mercedes. Again, Russell was on pole, led the race, and then just kind of finished second to Ferrari. My best friend who loves German engineering, Mihir. What did you think from the Mercedes side's performance, say, in terms of, say, how, like, Russell actually had to kind of come in and kind of say, okay, listen, it's not just Kimi, I'm also existing here. What do you feel like after watching the race?
I feel like Kimi has a better car only because he's not under the pressure. I think pressure plays a lot with. I think Nathan disagrees. Why is Nathan making that face?
Bro, what do you mean? Why are you looking at my face, man?
You just were like, what? Nah, but honestly, I think I think at one point George did ask, "Are we catching up to the Ferraris?" And Mercedes said no, and that says a lot because a few races ago Mercedes were quicker at a few turns and a few straights, and now that with a few upgrades that Ferrari's gotten. Sad days for Kimi, obviously. I think it was a sad day for Mercedes, to be honest. Even McLaren at this point. I think there was a lot to learn from this race. I think it's sad to see Kimi with a good streak. Obviously, he has such a big winning streak. And this had to come to a DNF, for obvious reasons. And George Russell, I have nothing to say about him. I think he needs to sit down with his team, reevaluate everything that he's doing. I think what he's doing is fine, but to game up with Ferrari and I would say McLaren, because I feel like McLaren. I think Mercedes and McLaren are in the same stand right now. Am I wrong? I'm not sure. Do you think they are?
What do you mean from a stand perspective?
Overall speed, tactical pit stops. I think Mercedes and McLaren are almost the same. What do you think?
I don't know about that. I feel like McLaren are very go big or go home team in some ways. I mean, it's a lot of. You have to look at it from the whole reliability perspective as well. I know Mercedes and McLaren, they both share the same engines, but you have to say that McLaren have sort of got the kind of worse end in terms of the results of like the bad results of reliability from that Mercedes engine, and Norris being the one who actually has gone through a lot of that. But then if you really have seen when McLaren had the car, Norris was always there. And even when Norris, lost it, Oscar, he somehow was there. I mean, Japan, is one race that comes to mind. I mean, if it wasn't for, many things going Kimi's way, we could have easily seen a McLaren win this year, But then at the same time, reliability has played such a huge role. In that way, I feel like maybe Mercedes is kind of more consistent. But look, when it comes to this weekend, I mean, Russell was under a lot of pressure. I mean, I think you could see that, and he sort of proved himself. I think during qualifying, he really did, because Antonelli, I think, qualified 1 or 2 this whole season till Spain. I don't think he's qualified below that. Maybe, I don't know about Australia. I don't know about Australia though.
No, I think this was his first
anyway,
qualifying off the front row.
Right. Yeah. So this was his time to shine. This was Russell's time to, prove himself that, look, hey, I am not going to be bested by a driver who's just in his second year in the team. I've been in this team for such a long time. I am the superior or, senior driver in that way. And I'm going to show Kimi who's boss. But the lap times, the race was a completely different picture. I mean, it was disastrous. I mean, I really felt bad for Russell, because Kimi was just on his rear. He was on his exhaust like almost every lap. I mean that figuratively, because Kimi was pushing him, and Russell didn't really have the pace. And it was a shame for Antonelli to lose out on that podium, because I think that would have sort of given him something out of this race. But let's see what happens with Mercedes in the next few races.
Was it an engine issue that caused the DNF, or was it mechanical?
I think it was mechanical, right?
I actually don't know.
I think so, yeah.
The team came out and said that the engine the car just switched off. So I don't know what that means. It's probably an engine issue. Probably.
But then that's not really great news for reliability for Mercedes then.
Yeah, Toto was very vocal about it. I think he came out and said that he was very unhappy with the reliability of the Mercedes, and there's a lot to work on when it comes to that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Toto in a while.
Yeah, I mean,
he's mourning the
DNF.
DNF.
It's just that he hasn't been. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it's like I saw this particular reel where Toto ended up saying, like, Toto was giving his kind of post-race thoughts, being like, really bad result for Kimi, and congrats to Lewis, and then there was a text that was there. We clearly know who he's aligned with. Like, I mean, not he didn't talk about George, and he didn't talk about the fact that he got into a podium.
I think a lot of, if I recall correctly, I think there were not a lot of Mercedes crew members at the podium either.
I don't think so.
I don't
think there were.
Yeah. I mean, not a lot. It was overwhelmingly Ferrari and McLaren.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if you guys remember when Lewis was, I think, P2 in Singapore.
Yes, 2023.
When Carlos won. And how Mercedes reacted to that. And we kind of went at length and discussed about it. I don't know if you guys remember. I'm kind of having that same thought right now, being like, is this kind of coming into that right now? Is George becoming that kind of a figure right now?
I think he is. I think he's being treated the same way that Lewis was, especially in his last 2 years at Mercedes. Because I think Toto is very single-minded about focusing on Kimi. We're seeing that. And when you pair that with George struggling a little bit, I don't think it's looking that good for him.
I hope not, for his sake at least.
But it makes me feel bad for him. And that's very because I'm not a massive fan of him, but it does make me feel bad for him. And also they messed up his wing in the last pit stop that he did.
Yeah.
So that also impacted his performance a lot. And you guys saw the cool down room, right? He wasn't happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly, both of them, Russell or Norris, none of them were happy again. They were not happy in the way how things have kind of evolved to at the moment. But it's just that like for him being the championship, what do you call? The current reigning champion, ending up just finishing in podium. I think for the very first time this season.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
McLaren's first podium, and we are like what, 6 or 7 races in. So
I don't think it's their first.
McLaren's
Wasn't
first
Oscar?
podium.
Yeah, it's Lando's
Oscar
first.
in Japan.
Oh,
Oscar in
sorry.
Japan, yeah.
But for Lando,
But, okay.
his very first podium for the season.
Can we be honest? Was anyone expecting McLaren to seriously defend the championship this year? Were we expecting that, or?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, me neither.
Because it's clearly a championship where the manufacturing teams go head to head, and I think that was very clear from the outset. The teams that had the advantage were the teams that manufactured the engines, because they have the most power, right, over the engine, over the car. It's just complete control, and it's playing out the way it is.
Yeah, I think even Zach Brown came out about it, saying that for this regulation, it was so better to be an engine manufacturer than being a customer team.
I think he also said that because there were some rumors that Mercedes weren't giving them the full information on the engines.
Because Stella kind of brought that up at first.
The first 2 races, I remember them stewing that for the first 2 races. But then after that, I think McLaren caught up with Mercedes, and they were at least competitive against Ferrari. So then those rumors sort of it came
went
down,
away
but,
a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, the rumor mill continues to be active as always. But moving from our nice British team to the German team, Audi, to be very honest, how sensitive can a car be? That
A bit of gravel.
That the gravel from the back of a bit of gravel had to kill the car's engine. This is unheard of.
Isn't there a rumor, or is it, I don't know if this is a...
Why is your kill switch so exposed?
Wasn't there a rumor, or I don't know if it's true, that the team principal reuses or just doesn't really repair its car parts? Was it him? Or was it Cadillac?
Cadillac.
Okay.
Again, don't bring those guys into the table. They're doing their best they can, but Matthias, seriously,
it's their first time. You gotta give them some slack, man. It's their first time.
No, like say with Audi again, great quality, as in free practices and quality. Hulkenberg delivered as always, but it was. When I actually read the story about Lawson's gravel spray killed the engine off, I was like, isn't this like a normal thing, spraying gravel sometimes?
Clearly not.
Yeah, like... So my question is, either your kill switch is super exposed or you have the worst luck on the planet.
I think it's luck. I don't think it's anything to do with... I think it's luck.
It's definitely luck. It is definitely luck. I mean, think about the probabilities. I mean, you've seen cars run over gravel. Like, there's so many cars have done that, and nothing has happened. Obviously, apart from the car being being beached or something. But seriously, and of all the drivers, it had to be poor Nico. It had to be.
Yeah, we've seen people do full races after running over bollards and stuff. A little bit of gravel is what gets Hulkenberg.
Well, that car got cold. That's why nothing's happening there. But a pretty good result for Gabby, P11. Again, this is another question also which kind of came into my mind, being like, Audi is consistently finishing in that P11 to P13 positions. Is it kind of becoming that ceiling for that team right now?
It looks like it might be.
Occasionally they're getting some points here or there, but then P11 to P13, that is kind of that trajectory which I personally see them kind of staying on. But Mihir, what do you think?
To be honest, it could be. It's too early to say anything. I mean, I don't want to say anything and then say no, I was wrong. Maybe
Yeah.
it should be. I hope for it. I really do. But if it's not, then I guess it's just a phase that Ferrari is in a winning streak. But let's see. I hope. I hope this stays there for quite a long time. But it makes me happy to see Lewis on podium after so long, and for the right reasons. It was nothing to do with luck. It was nothing to do with anything. It was just him, his strategy, his amazing pit crew, who nailed every single tire change except one or two. But we don't talk
Man,
about that.
you're making Nathan laugh so hard today. he's like, I have never heard this much appreciation for Ferrari in this entire time running this podcast.
I don't think we've seen a race that perfect from them in so long. Like, these are the people who'd call
That's why
Charles
I'm
in
so
for
excited
pitting and
about
then
it.
forget tires.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
it's that same
It's
team, you
happened.
know?
That,
But it doesn't look like the same team.
I mean, I don't know if you've given props, but let's just give a mini appreciation to Lewis's engineering team as well. I mean, look, his engineer in the radio, he was phenomenal, by the way. I mean, he was trying to hide his emotions, but I don't think he tried his best. He was so enthusiastic on radio, you could hear it, like you could feel it as well, like, you know, the constant reinforcement and, you know, the encouragement that you could hear from his engineer. I mean, oh man, I think every driver would want that from a race engineer as well. I mean,
Like, I wish that's Lewis Hamilton's permanent race engineer.
I hope
I
so.
think
They
it
should,
is.
they should keep him.
I think it will be. I think it will
Yeah.
be for sure. I think
Yeah.
so.
Like, that's something like you know, it's like Hamilton said, oh, he's such a silent guy, he doesn't kind of express much, but you get onto that podium, like after the champagne spray, this guy's face, like, it was just loaded with emotions,
Yeah.
and he's like, what,
Like you could
Insane.
hear that relief in his in his, you know, the way that he was what do you say, guiding Lewis, especially after that safety car pit stop. You know, he just goes to Lewis's radio and says, "You are in front." It's like a
Yes.
complete relief. Like, I'm so glad that you are in front. Like, phew. Oh my goodness! I mean,
But you guys
you know,
noticed the
props, big props
communication, though?
to not
Yes.
just his race engineer but his strategist. Yeah,
Like, the
Yeah.
communication between Carlo,
absolutely
Santi,
perfect.
and Lewis
I mean,
was not a single "we are checking," not a single "we will get back to you." He knew exactly what Lewis wanted to know. He told him that.
exactly. And the best thing was when Lewis asked him what lap times he has to target. You know, that was the best thing, because look, any racing driver, right, when a target's been given to a racing driver, they won't try to match it. They will always go beyond, and they will try to, like, you know, go crazy. And Max does that all the time. I mean, the greats do that all the time. Like, we've seen in the years, Bono and GP try to tell them, hey, it's the fastest lap, we don't have to go any faster, but it doesn't stop. You know, they don't stop, they just go you know, lap after lap, and they just start braking. He was given I think a target of 20.9, but I think he was doing 20.6s, 20.7s consistently, even after he was being told 20.9. And man, I mean, I'm going back to Lewis again, but those outlaps after every single pit stop, oh my goodness. I mean, this track is known for undercuts, but that, I think it was after the second pit stop, that outlap where he caught up to Piastri and passed him around the outside. Well, no, was it? Was it Piastri?
I think that was.
I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I think it was the second stint.
I don't know which. Yeah, it was the second stint, right? It was before the virtual safety car. So
Yeah.
that was absolutely phenomenal. And you know what? Props to the strategy team. They very well deserve the props. props to Lewis, his team.
Mhm.
I'm not going to say anything
You
else.
know, if someone from Ferrari strategy is listening this, you got to record this. We don't say this often,
Yeah.
but kudos. But you know what? Looking through all the other teams, Red Bull double points, Racing Bull double points again. Again, I feel like Racing Bulls is becoming that sort of best of the rest sort of a situation at this moment. Like they're consistently on the scoring spree between Lawson and Arvid. Alpine, again, another double points. And again, highlight definitely is Gasly getting the podium reinstated for Monaco. So that's a good news. But at the same time, you've got McLaren and Mercedes putting in right review. So we got to see. The podium probably maybe for continues to stay with Alpine, or else it's going back to Russell, or some way or form it's going on. And then you've got Cadillac, Checo. Even though the car is not that great, he's very consistent in finishing that race. You know? It's like Checo is delivering consistency in a car that on paper shouldn't be doing this.
He's out driving
Yeah.
it.
Like it's always the car failing him than he failing on the car.
Mhm.
But
I'd like to see
huge
Bottas
props
doing
to
the
them
same
for sure.
too.
Like again, may not have the best of the best packages. Bottas, again, to be very honest, I don't know what's going on with that guy.
It's surprising. He's
I'm
usually
like,
so consistent.
Did like kick? Yeah, like again, when Bottas gets onto a new team, he performs. But I don't know what Sauber did to him. It's like I feel like Danny Ricciardo all over again.
I think it's a bit of bad luck as well. He's been having it was his brakes failing that led to his crash in free practice, and even now I think it was a brake issue that led to them retiring his car.
Well, he
Yeah.
now know which brakes to now choose.
He should maybe call up Lewis, like, hey,
Clearly,
got
he
any
now knows
tips?
what brakes.
You're good with brakes.
Numbers. Give me the number. I need it. But yeah, I don't think there's anything much. I think a bit of a bad weekend for Williams for sure. Again, what do you call Albon? Not he finished what 5 laps later.
8
Yeah.
laps, I think, or was it 5?
It was 5.
It was
No.
5 laps.
in the website, it says 11 laps.
Sorry, 11 laps.
Oh,
11 laps. My bad.
11
Yeah,
laps.
11 laps.
Oh my god!
I'm surprised
I
he was
stopped
still
watching after
classified.
No, he's not
Which-
classified. He's not classified.
But it's between the DNFs. His
Yeah.
race is kind of finished, kind of recorded.
Legend says he's still going around the
Yeah.
track in Spain, trying to complete
Yeah.
the race distance.
Probably he would be doing tire testing, not the race anymore, like he did for one of the races.
I think he's still doing that test. 11
Yeah.
laps down
11.
is insane. Yeah.
You realize the number of times Hamilton would have to outlap this guy would have been brutal.
I think he
Yeah.
should have just
Clearly,
started
only
waving
the-
every time Lewis went past, like, oh, here you are again. Hi.
Because if you look at it, from P6 onwards, they're more than a lap behind.
Mm-hmm.
And when it makes it to Gabby, from Gabby, Carlos, Esteban, Sergio, they're like 2 and 3 laps respectively. So again, I'm surprised, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, the gap. But like, yeah, anyways, guys, anything else to kind of add before we kind of wrap up?
There are
Cool,
things I
then-
want to say, but I don't want to jinx them, so they're staying on the inside for now.
Okay,
So
fine.
that silence was basically the summary of Red Bull's contribution to this Grand Prix. Like, absolutely, I don't know what they did. I'll be honest. Hey, you know what? Fair props to Hadjar, because
He's
my
doing good.
guy did a wheel spin for like the first few seconds, dropped all the way back to 13th. But hey, he ended up finishing in the
Yeah.
points, and I think he finished what, P6.
I think Charles
finished
hit him
it.
as well in the at the start. There was a bit of
Yeah.
contact.
There was a lot going on there because of his start, right? But a
Yeah.
very I wouldn't say bleak, but it's a very sort of silent weekend for Red Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even on social,
Or
even
the-
on social media, like they weren't really that active as they
Yeah.
used to be.
Correct. Exactly. Considering that,
There's not much to say, is there?
Yeah, maybe there isn't, and they're probably saving all of this for the next race, which is the Red Bull Ring. So
The home race.
I don't know. Yeah.
Do you think
The home
do you
race.
think we're going to see a Red Bull win this year?
Ooh.
That's spicy.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know what's spicier? It's Hajar, not Max.
That's
I
a
would like to
first.
see that.
That's
I
a
would like
first.
to
I've
see
not heard
that.
that in a while. Okay.
He's doing good. I think he's like, I'm not going to say he's at Max's level, obviously, but considering what we've seen in the past from Max's teammates, I think that he's performing at a higher level than they usually do.
Oh, absolutely. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt. And I think the team, the structure within the team also kind of promotes that. I don't really see like a Max Verstappen qualifying 4-5 tenths ahead of his teammate always. No, Hajar has always been close to Max when it comes to
Yes.
qualifying. Okay, the race might be a little different, but I mean, that itself is a big difference, to be honest,
Yeah.
where
And,
you have
Max
both
has the
the
advantage
drivers
of
qualifying
yeah.
together.
And
Correct.
Max has the advantage
Exactly.
of like experience and age and obviously like the championships, but Hajar's doing really good. I think it does kind of show that the internal environment at Red Bull's been a bit better under Lauren Mackie than like Horner and Marco had it before. Because that was extremely Max centric, which to a certain extent I can understand, but like Red Bull's always been the kind of team that focuses on the one guy and everybody else just supports that guy. We saw it with Vettel as well. But I think that right now they're kind of maximizing both drivers because, I mean, it's not a championship winning team right now, not with that car. So it makes sense to focus on constructors, get as much points as you can.
There's one thing going well for them though. They have the best engine on the grid, so I think they can kind of hang
Apparently,
that
yeah.
somewhere. they
So that
can
was
hang that in the
surprising.
team HQ and
Yes.
tell everyone that hey, that Ford engine was the best. Who would have thought
That
a
was
Ford
surprising
engine?
though. I would have thought it was Mercedes.
Yeah, same. Who would have thought a Ford engine? The Ford engine, and this is the first time. I mean, not the first time, but their first iteration of modern, Formula One engines. Them being them being the best out of Ferrari, Mercedes, unbelievable, and Honda.
Yeah.
Poor Honda.
Hey,
I mean, Honda.
don't talk about Honda over here. We have got they cannot be even brought into the picture, to be very honest. But anyways,
I can't believe we thought Newey was going to make a difference at Aston. They're somehow worse.
Yeah.
Well, clearly, Lawrence Stroll needs to think about his investments sooner rather than later.
He can start by getting rid of his son and putting somebody that can actually drive. But I mean, on one hand, you have the world's biggest Nepo baby. On the other hand, you've got the world's saltiest grandpa, and that's your team.
Relax, dude. This girl's on a streak. Relax. Oh my god, she's taking all the anger out now.
But
Fucking hell. Sorry.
I know, right?
Language. Oh my god.
but all things aside, I feel like Flavio is trying to take a move on Fernando and kind of relive the partnership. That's probably bring him back onto Renault and create the good days back again. They're trying to mimic Vasseur Hamilton success, so you may not know.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think Fernando's one bad race away from throwing himself on track. Just right there.
True that.
Yeah.
Or even
It's a good time to focus on parenthood. Yes. Which is scary, actually. Nobody should be in a car that is actually, like, screwing up their nerves. And he's like 90. He should be looking after himself. He has a child.
90.
Okay, now this is going completely off our hands. So on that terrible disappointment, thank you so much for tuning on to another episode of Formula Pod. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And we will be back after the Austrian Grand Prix in Spielberg, the home of Red Bull Racing. Until then, this is the entire crew from Formula Pod and Naila from the F1 Club UAE signing off. Goodbye.